Hey guys, this is Kevin of Bluegrass Cleaning down here in Lexington, Kentucky. The purpose of this video is actually twofold. I wanted to show our current customers how it is we perform our services for commercial cleaning clients. And then the second part is just to maybe hopefully help some of our younger carpet cleaners out there pick up some tips and tricks for how they can clean commercial accounts. So today it'll be a team of 4, myself, my oldest son Jathan, and then 2 of our full-time technicians, and we'll be kind of rolling through the paces on this fairly large commercial job. This is for a warehouse / manufacturing facility. They do have some pretty defined traffic patterns, so we haven't been there in about 2 years. It's going to be interesting to see how well it cleans up. Alright, so the first thing is that every job starts before the actual job. A lot of our customers, well, all of our customers will actually get a text notification when the technician's on the way. And the way we're able to do that, it basically says, "Hi, Mrs. Jones, this is Kevin Ivers from Bluegrass Cleaning. Just letting you know that I'm on the way. My estimated time of arrival is approximately," and then we leave that template blank in our CRM so the technician can input the time that they get from the GPS. And Jathan's going to show you the GPS here. And if you notice, down here on our Google Maps, you can actually see the estimated time of arrival, which according to this is 10:05. Back to me. So what the technician will do is put 10:05 or maybe 10:10 inside that text message so the customer knows exactly when to expect us. This creates a moment of truth to let the customer know that we are, we want to be on time, that we're prompt, we're responsible, and that basically that we're on the way. So it creates a good starting point for the transaction. And then after, of course, you get there, you're going to meet the customer, introduce yourself. Now that COVID's around, we don't really shake hands anymore, but maybe a fist bump or an elbow bump if, the customer seems kind of cool with it. And then we start on the cleaning procedure. So next up, we'll show you some of the mixing and the nitty-gritty of how we clean commercial space. So we'll see you in just a minute. Alright, so this is going to be just a quick tour of the facility that we're working on today, so that we can see what the carpets look like before we clean. Looks like we've got some spots through here, and some spots over this way. So we can see there's definitely some traffic pattern wear through here, and it looks like some of these aisles are pretty thick with dirt. So we got some more in here. There's some more coming around this corner right here. Going that way, we've got some strips where they had put the tape to keep people 6 feet apart. So those are going down this hall. All these offices have to be done. So it's a fairly big job. Here comes Jake the man. There he is. Alright, put your hoodie down, boy. Be more professional. You get that filled up?
Yeah.
Alright, you want to take a lay of the land and kind of just walk around and see what all we're doing? Basically anything that's carpeted has to be cleaned today.
Okay.
There's some more offices over this way. All down through this hall. We've got a set of cubicles. And it looks like the team has actually already started on the first part of the process, which is vacuuming. Alright, so that's the walkthrough, the lay of the land, as they say. Now, we've got the tanks mixed up. We personally use 5-gallon tanks because they are more efficient than 2.5 gallons or 2 1/4 gallons. The problem with that is that if our machine ever breaks, then we're not going to be able to find a replacement, because Mighty is the original manufacturers of this sprayer, and they no longer produce this unit. So basically what we're going to be doing today is pre-vacuuming. We're also going to be using a backpack vacuum to do all the edging. Once that's done, someone will come back behind them and do pre-spray, and then finally the fourth person will do the 175 rotary buffer, which is right here. And what we're going to do is encapsulate this carpet. So on a big job like this, we've got about 12,000 square feet that we're going to be working with. Basically what we're going to do is have a team of 4 that's going to leapfrog each other. And what I mean by that is the first person is going to go and take all the offices, and they're actually going to pick up the mats, put the chairs on the desks when they can, put the trash cans up, and then that way the room is prepped for the second person to come in, and they're going to do all the edging with a backpack vacuum. Finally, the third person is going to come in. They're going to do all the regular vacuuming with a stand-up or an upright vacuum, and then the next person will pre-spray, and then the first person who started doing all the chairs and stuff, after they're done, they're going to come back and they're going to start using the rotary buffer to actually perform the cleaning. And it just kind of piggybacks like that, so each person has a task and each person is responsible for moving the job along at a steady pace. Once the buffer has been run over the carpet and the carpet is clean, then the other person who's just finishing their part of the job will actually go back and start re-putting all the chairs back on the desk, or re-putting the chairs back in place, putting the trash cans on the floor. We won't reset the mats because we don't want to trap that moisture underneath that mat, but that's kind of how we roll through the process. So we got the offices prepped, all of the furniture has been moved out of the way, and the trash and recycle bins have been put on the desks. That's kind of what each office looks like, and basically what we're going to do now is the most important part of the cleaning, which is the pre-vacuuming. You have to make sure that you vacuum in order to get efficient clean. If you don't, then when you get that wet with your pre-sprays, basically what you're doing is you're turning that into a mud, and that mud is just not going to look real good as your final result. So with the piggybacking that I was telling you about, we've got our first guy has basically finished, all the chair moving and stuff like that, and then we've got our detail person who is running the Hoover backpack vacuum, and he is actually right here going around making sure all the edges and the nitty gritty is actually done and taken care of. So he'll do that. He'll go through and double check all underneath the desks, make sure that those get cleaned real well, make sure that there's anything hiding, or any pieces of lint or pieces of paper, paper clips themselves, and basically he's going to do that for all of the area. And then after he gets done, you have the second person in the hopping sequence who is actually running the vacuum cleaner, and this is just the standard upright vacuum cleaner. We personally use the Clear Track, Workhorse, totally forgot the name of it. It's rated silver from the CRI, the Carpet and Rug Institute. Does a great job, has excellent suction. And I've got the second person, which is my oldest daughter, Jill, and she is running vacuuming now for all of the offices. And so then finally you've got the third person who is on our team, which is Ashley. Ashley is going back through the offices and spraying them with our pre-spray. This is our encapsulation detergent, and she's doing a great job making sure that you get enough pre-spray down on the carpets so that it actually emulsifies the soils that are down there, and we can get a good quality clean. And then finally, the last person in the chain for the cleaning process would be myself, and I run the 175 Pacific buffer. And so basically what that does is it has a brush attachment that's on the end that scrubs and rotates with the carpet to really work out the soils and the dirts. Now, because we're using a process known as encapsulation, it's straight encapsulation, which means we're relying on the chemistry and the science of our cleaner to basically the machine will break it free from the fiber of the carpet, and then it's going to encapsulate it or surround that with the product that we use. That product will actually dry, and when it goes to dry, it shatters like a crystal when you run a regular vacuum over it. So when these guys go to vacuum Monday, their janitorial staff will actually vacuum up the dirt that we were able to get out. Now, because of the way the encapsulation process works, the carpet looks much cleaner, and it is clean after we're done. You wouldn't even know that there was an encapsulation agent used, just because it does so well at eliminating that dirt. But anyway, that's the process that we've got going on here. You guys can take a look down the hall. Looks like everybody's doing their step except for me. So right now I'm just kind of waiting on Ashley to get a little further up here. She's going to get this office. This office is ready for me to do. I'll be able to take that buffer right here, come through this way, clean that office, go back down the hall, clean this office. We're going to do those two offices down there in that conference room, and then we're going to come back out and do this hallway coming down. That's good. Okay. Go ahead and I'm going to follow your wand. Okay. Alright, so I just want to show you guys the results that we're getting here just by simply end capping. We're not pad capping, we're not doing hot water extraction, we are just simply end capping. And if you can look at this carpet here, you can see what we've done is right here, this way. And this has not been done, none of this has been done. So you still see the defined traffic patterns, none of this has been done. You can still see it coming through there. Whereas all this, that's been cleaned. So it really does, and the best bet of this is this carpet was run over with the machines about 30 minutes ago, and just by touching it I can tell that it's going to be dry in roughly another hour. So that's an hour and a half of downtime for our commercial clients. Not too bad. Also, when we're end capping, you can walk on it if you need to, so they could still be having people move back and forth through cubicles without causing an issue. Of course, you want to put out wet floor signs so they don't slip and fall and hurt themselves, because going on a tile would be very slick. Alright, so in conclusion, what do we want to take away from this? Make sure that you text your customer before you arrive. Let them know that you're headed their way. When you get there, do a thorough pre-vacuum. Make sure that you edge everything thoroughly. This is going to build a solid foundation for you to go ahead and spray and buff. Now, in our situation, we've been here for about 4 hours, and myself and my oldest son are now going to leave because as we were hopping through the process, once the vacuuming gets finished, then there's nothing left but to spray and buff. So if I had another sprayer, I would actually stay and spray another area and let the first or the other team work on their area, and the second team would work on their own area. But we only have 2 buffers and only 1 sprayer, so we can't do that. So this allows me to cut out the first team, send them home. The other team will probably be there for another 4 to 5 hours, and allows them to, get their hours for the week. So that's really, it in a nutshell. I hope that you found some value in this, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.